Hi, Salam Alaikum. Suleiman Ibrahim here, Messenger of the Covenant, breaker of the seven seals, the Horrorcust. Let's bring in the audio audience. 1 second, brothers and sisters. Welcome. Oh, well, we have a technical difficulty here. Hold on, brothers and sisters. Let's see if I can correct it quickly. Still here. 1 second. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, bro, here we go. Um, this is the Black Alert segment of the Fire Zone. Welcome. Let's see here. Okay. Brothers and sisters, we're going to talk about the Holocaust. What is that? As I've been telling you, brothers and sisters, you've been constantly lied to. Lied to. They whitewash everything, try to cover up. They call what happened to us theory, critical race theory. There's no theory. See, let's just look into it. See, there's three sides to what happened to us. See, slavery was the economic side. That was just economic side. See, anytime you work someone without paying them, that's slavery. That's not what happened to us. That's only partial what happened to us. That was the minor side that happened to us, the minor. See? So that's the side they choose. Oh, you went through slavery, that wasn't so bad. See? But look up slavery. See? It doesn't even mention any of those things that happened to us. Murder, rape, horror, oppression, by some of the major icons like George Washington and Thomas Jefferson, rapists, pedophiles, oppressors. But those are their icons, people they're proud of, the people they worship. No, economics, slavery was an economic system. That was capitalism at its best. Capitalism at its best, because capitalism is maximize your profit and minimize your overhead, and that's exactly what they did. See, you come at you capitalist. Capitalism, that's what drove slavery. See? But then you got the social part. See? The social part of it. See? That's how they interacted with you. Now, that's the part they don't want to talk about. See? The rape, the oppression, the murder, sodomy. See? You name it. You can't even begin to imagine the things that went on in their social interaction with us. That's the social side. That's what I want to talk about. That's the Holocaust. See, I want to talk. That was the Holocaust. Slavery, we went through slavery, and we also went to the Holocaust. That was horrific. It was horrific, beyond imagination. But they don't want to talk about that. See? And their so-called founding fathers was guilty of all of it. Washington, Jefferson, all of them. The Horrorcust. See, they lied to you about everything. You need to start reading and start thinking, but they programmed you, took 64 years to do it, and created Negro butts. Negro butts. Took 64 years to do it. And the first Negro butts come off the assembly line in 1619. Fully programmed, stamped, made in America. See? Thomas Richardson, James Jackson. They were not names, they was brands. Depending on who you was owned by. So if you were owned by Richardson, your name was Thomas, you was named Thomas Richardson. And if you were sold to a slave master, black man, then you became Thomas Black Man. Those names you have are brands, and you walk around proudly because you're still a Negro butt. You're still a Negro butt. That's why you walk around with those names. You walk around proudly because you're still a Negro butt. You don't know who you are. You programmed for self-destruction. To obey master no matter what he says. Don't ask any questions because you start asking questions that interrupts your programming. And then you start acting strange, you start getting error. And they got to send a demon in, right, to examine you and to reboot you or whatever they need to do to get you back online again. Who the Negro bus? That's their children, their black-faced children. Those are technicians they send in to make sure you stay online. See, programmed. If you get off your programming, then they have to reboot you or reprogram you or whatever they need to do. If they can't, they deactivate you. That's what's happening, brothers and sisters. And most of it says 34. It says out of probably 34 million blacks in America, half of them are demons that watch and program you to make sure you stay programmed, and the rest are Negro butts that was programmed. And you can't defeat your programming because what you need to defeat your programming is to ask questions. And that's part of your program. Do not ask questions. You start asking questions, all of a sudden you get a conflict. He's walking back and forth. What's doing? He's confused. See, because they're asking questions. You start asking questions, you start getting confused. Because this don't add up, that don't add up, that don't add up. See, and then you say, what's wrong with that Negro butt right there? He's acting strange. Haven't they walked and say, what's wrong with you? Haven't you had devils and demons? What's wrong with you? Because you ain't act like you're supposed to act. You ain't act like they expect you to act. This devil walked up on me at the gym. I walked away, went to the men's room, come back. All my stuff is on the machine. Are you still on the machine? I ain't gonna ask a dumb question like that. You see my stuff right there. So I sit down on the machine and it's working out. Say, hey, you still on the machine? He keep asking me stupid ass questions. I don't answer stupid dumb ass questions. I just don't answer them. So he got pissed off because the worst thing you can do to the devil is ignore him. That's the worst thing you can do to him, us. Because see, we still Negro butts. And that's part of our program. We're supposed to do whatever they tell us to do. We're supposed to listen to them and respect them, right? Acknowledge them. That's part of your programming. And they expect that. They ain't going to tell you that. So then he kept on putting this, start waving a finger in my face. Hey, man, I'm talking to you. I don't care if you're talking to me. I don't want to talk to you. I still ain't said nothing. So he's getting really upset. So then he walks over to the side. Hey, man, you are rude. You are rude, man. What's wrong with you, see? What's wrong with me? I ain't said nothing to him. I'm just, see, because he expects me to act a certain way. So in other words, I'm acting wrong. I must not be programmed. What's wrong with you? See, what's wrong with your programming? That's what he's saying. That's why I cut into him. I said, man, get the F away from me, man. Just get the F away from me. Hey, man, don't talk to me like that. Well, don't talk to me. Just get the hell away from me. See? That's the problem I had. Always, I had that problem even before I came into Elijah Muhammad. Because then I was in the military, right? Same thing. I just was never afraid of them. And they could understand that. And I ran into a lot of problems because I didn't understand what was going on myself. I just wasn't afraid of them. So something was wrong with me, not them. Because they recognized right there was something wrong with my programming. You see? And that's what made them so afraid. That's put fear in the hearts of Elijah Muhammad, because he was reprogramming you. See? To yourself. And they couldn't let that happen, because that was spreading. And if that spread too far, I mean, that would be devastating for them, because they got all these Negro buses running around here. All of a sudden, they're not Negro buses anymore. They stand on their own feet, like it says in Daniel. That lion was made to stand upon his feet. The wings was plucked. The wings of the devils that was plucked off of them. America and Britain, that's Gog and Magog. They was made to stand on their feet and giving their mind back. See, it was deprogrammed. That program was short circuit. It was giving their mind back. And that's happening. It will happen. It's in the process happening right now. You've been short. That programming that they put on you for 64 years, took 64 years to do it, it's about to be short-circuited. Or you're going to wake up. You're going to wake up to a big headache. I have to tell you. Because you're going to realize you've been told nothing but bullshit from start to finish. Everything they told you, everything, all of 100% is all bullshit. None of it's true. Everything they told you is a total lie. And the only way you get the truth here, and you can always check everything I've told you can check, right? That's the only place you get the truth, but they're trying to stop you from getting that. Oh, that's close to him, he's a racist. Horrorcust. And then you got the governmental side. See, they told you it's free, that's a lie. Because when you're free, that means you're told you're sovereign. You're out of here. You're not controlled by them anymore. You're controlled by yourself. See, if you're on parole, you ain't free. You're still under their domination, still under their control. You may be on parole, but you ain't free. That's another lie. Well, I'm free. You ain't free. You're still here. You're still under their control. You're not sovereign. You don't make your own decisions. Your decisions have to make with their rules and their laws and their ideas in mind, with their mindset in mind, with the American dream in mind. That's a lie right there. It's a dream. A dream is not true. You're not free. So stop that bullshit. Stop the shit. Stop the bullshit. This is no bullshit zone. You're not free. You're still here. Your nation being dominated by another one. You're under their control. You're not free. And you didn't just go through slavery. You went to the Holocaust. And some of you we're still going to the Holocaust right now. They shoot your children down and everything else. They shot this guy not too long ago. Why he got to blow his brains out over damn traffic stop. Now let a black cop do that to a white person. You're not free. And that's what the demons are telling you that. These black face devils, that's what they're telling you. Because they work for massa. That's the idea, man. They got to keep you programmed. They got to keep you programmed. If you start, you start bringing out a program, they got to come in and check your program, reboot you, whatever they need to do. If they can't get you back online, then they deactivate you. Online, inline. Don't you understand, brothers and sisters? You will soon, see, because your God, he made a promise to you, he's going to keep it. He knows your situation. So he's coming here, he's getting ready to short circuit that programming. All of a sudden you're going to be acting weird, see? It's weird to them. See? And they're going to go through and that's when they're going to pull out all stops to deactivate all of you. Because they can't have you activated without their programming. Not here. So they're going to go out to deactivate you wholesale. Once he short circuit your programming, and you start coming into your own, they're going to do everything they can. First, they try to put you in like online, but that ain't going to work. See, once you get short circuit and you get your right mind back, you're not going back. So that's the first thing they're going to try to do is get you back online. See? And that ain't going to work. That ain't going to last very long. So they say, all right, we can't get back online. We got to deactivate them. Do you know what deactivate means? Have any idea? Think about it. Let's move on, brothers and sisters. We got a lot to cover, a short time to cover it in. And while for 400 years that we was going through this Holocaust, see, right, and imprisonment. Remember, we got to be careful with these words. See, because enslavement doesn't necessarily mean imprisonment either. See, because they was doing that to India. They was taking all their resources, right? But they wasn't imprisoned. See, you gotta be careful with these words. See, the Indians kicked them out because they stayed in India, but they was taking all their resources. That's slavery. You're taking all their money. You're taking all their resources. You're not paying anything. That's what slavery really is. See, so you can enslave people without imprisoning them, but they imprisoned us. See, and that's the governmental part of it. See, and then the horrific part is how they treated us, and the economic part is pay without. See, you got to put these things in perspective. You understand all aspects of it, because all they're telling you free was a lie, because you're still under their control. Like Elijah Muhammad said, we're a nation within a nation, so we're not free. See, because think about it. If we were so-called free, then why did they have to have a civil rights movement? Isn't that the social side of it? Isn't that the social side of it? Why you had to have a civil rights movement almost 100 years later? Wake up, brothers and sisters. Better get these words right. But as long as you program to not to think. Whatever master tells you, that's it. And then anytime a black person tells you something that's not right, that goes against that programming, you're supposed to annihilate that person. Yeah, you're supposed to annihilate them. See, you already programmed self-destruct, but that's part of self-destruction. Destruction in your own nation. Destruction of those think like you. That's part of because if you destroy them, you're destroying yourself. If you destroy your family, you're destroying yourself. You understand that? Because we all one nation, we all one people, we all one body. But you think you're independent. Like my eye think, oh, I'm independent the rest of my body. I'm gonna do what I want to do. Right? How long is that gonna last? Or my toe, I'm independent. Oh, y'all, I'm gonna do my thing. I ain't gonna pay. You see what I'm saying? You don't understand. You're an integral part of this nation. You're an integral part of this nation. We need you. We're all one. You're an integral part of this nation. We love you. We need you. You love your fingers as much as you love your toes. But they build self-destruct into you. So if you start acting, they can't get you by online, push button self-destruct, or they just deactivate you themselves if that fails. And also, if you see anyone not online, acting erratically, not according to the programming, you're supposed to annihilate them. Brothers and sisters, you understand in a minute. And all the nations, see all these nations, all these religions, they talk all this bullshit, all this high and mighty stuff. None of them came to your aid. None of them spoke up for you. They don't do it now. They still don't do it now. You got the Indians come over here, and they got their own country and sovereign and everything else, but they come over here and take your jobs. And then they go in court and sue. Why you have affirmative action? Why are you giving to them instead of us? Go back to your own damn land, damn it. You got your own country. You got free education from birth to death. From kindergarten to PhD, you don't have to pay a dime. But you don't come over here and say, man, why you don't let them niggas in the school, man? I'm going to sue you, man. You should let me in. They don't want you to have a damn thing, nothing. The Chinese ain't no better. And you better not go to China. They tell you right away, I don't want you over there. You had a big sign on McDonald's. I think you remember that a while back, a year or so back. Them niggas coming in here. They don't want you to have a damn thing. They taking your jobs too. They just want to maintain status quo. Everybody's getting rich off of you. None of them said a damn thing. The Sunnis didn't say a damn thing either. Then they come over here now they want to start shopping in your neighborhood. Want you to come and pray with them, right? Because they don't want you to really pray with them. See? But they're trying to get you away from who you really are. From who you are Isaac, that they got your land and they got your resources, but they don't socialize with you. They don't spend time with you. They don't invite you to their homes. And these dumbass Negroes, Negro butts, right, with Farrakhan, right? They stupid enough to go over there and pray with these fools. People don't care nothing about you. They call your gods a fraud and call Elijah Muhammad a liar, but yet you supposed to be a follower of Elijah Muhammad? Because you sure ain't going to tell them that. You ain't going to go there and tell them you're a follower of Elijah Muhammad. Or you might go and say, well, yeah, I'm fine, but we have to go with Farrakhan's saying, because Farrakhan really he got the real deal, see, because he turned everything up on his head, so now devils ain't devils no more, right? And he and Sunnism is what's happening, and they got this mystery God they praying to, because Master Muhammad prays, so if he pray, who's he praying to? Let's call the middleman. We need Master Muhammad for if he praying to go pray to who he's praying to. All this bullshit. None of them cared about you. They're all your enemies, every one of them. And plus the demons, these preachers, that's Master's children, demons. What they teach you? Do they teach you to obey Master, be a good citizen, love America? Thank you for your service, put you in the military, get your head blown off? Are they telling you free to be free? Are they talking freedom, sovereignty? We have our own culture? This stuff they call black culture, ain't no black culture. No, it's not. What do you call it? Soul food. That ain't our food. Chitlins, that ain't our food. Brothers and sisters, you're gonna wake up in a minute. Let's move on, boy. The Horrorcust. These not just pictures. These things actually happen. That was one of the punishments. See, put you in oil, hot oil, and put you in there and make you stay on them, and put a pitchfork and make sure you can't get out. And they boil you slowly to death. Slowly to death. One of the punishments. And that was one of the milder punishments. That was one of the milder ones. Because in this punishment, you'd be dead in about half an hour. But the Quran tells you persecution is greater than slaughter. So if you lived the entire life under this, that was even worse than that. 'Cause at least you were going half an hour. Because you were suffering stuff like this all through your whole life. Worse. Especially if you're a female, you're being raped. Folks had their children. Constantly. Right? They I don't, they call it, I forget the term they use, right? But soon as you was able to walk, Master calls you in, he rapes you. Because he had to break all the black women in. See, he had to be the first one. That's why it says half of the blacks in America are their children. See? But they say they're ours. So if you want to talk about deadbeat dads, they're the original deadbeat dads. Because then they put their children back in the fields, their own children, and they get their own children nothing. And they're going to talk about, and Farrakhan, we need to atone, we need to stop. That's them. They taught us all this shit. They put us on us. It's different between being full of shit and being covered with shit. They cover with shit and they say, oh, man, y'all stinking. Yeah, but we can take a bath. But you full of shit. A bath ain't going to help you. Better get it right, brothers and sisters. They full of shit through and through. A bath would only just wash them away. But they covered us with shit. And they say, y'all stinking, man. Y'all full of... And who's the biggest accuser? Farrakhan. Y'all evil. You're wicked. You're sinful. It says the accusers of our brothers are going to be cast down. Now, who's the accuser? It ain't the devils. It's them. It's Farrakhan. He's the biggest accuser. He had his so-called Million Man March was a big lie because he took credit for it, but it was all the black preachers and demon preachers that put it together. That's why he didn't come the second time. But he took credit for it. And what was his message? You got to atone. You're sinful. You got to listen to me because I'm perfect. See, I'm anointed. And you got to listen to me. Yes, follows the devil. He's full of shit through and through. Just don't take my word for it. Google. Do a bio on him. It shows his father, Percival Clark. He's a devil. Brothers and sisters, everything I say you can check out. Everything. I don't say unless it's true. And it can't be, and it can be proven. I ain't asked you to believe a damn thing. The Holocaust. These are just some of the pictures. They got albums out there. I mean, these people, I mean, one thing you got to say about them, is these, you know, the information is there. They was whitewashing it now. See, because they want you, before long, probably they take all this stuff off the internet. At least you find some of it. You don't find the worst of it, though. Find some of it. The Holocaust. That got not damn thing to do with slavery. It's the Holocaust. 400 years of horror. In addition to slavery. In addition to slavery. So call it what it is, the Holocaust. We suffered 400 years of horror. Damn slavery. Just part of it. It was just slavery because that's the part, right, that they was allowed to do. So they were supposed to submit to them. They was allowed to, not to the extreme that they did, but they were still allowed to do it. But not the Holocaust. That's what they're being judged for. The affliction. It says we'll be brought over here, right? And servitude. When you read the Abrahamic covenant, which they don't want you to know anything about, it's in so-called Old Testament and New Testament. Read the whole thing, not just the part I want you to read. Read the whole damn thing about affliction and servitude. There'll be two aspects to it. Three aspects, actually. Because we take to a foreign land. So the governmental side was taken away. Our sovereignty was taken away, right? And slavery, right? Servitude. And affliction. The Holocaust. And they're being judged for the Holocaust primarily. That's the judgment, the affliction. It says, as they have done, so shall be done to them. That Holocaust be inflicted back on them. The Holocaust. Get it right, brothers and sisters. Stop calling it slavery. That's the whitewash. See? Actually, well, right? Look, things they would do. They're still doing today, but you don't understand it. Because they just, it's Holocaust 2.0, slavery 2.0, because you're still a slave. And you're still dominated. You're still under their rule, their control. And you're still going through the Holocaust. Ask the people, ask the brothers and sisters that's locked up in prison. Ask them if they feel it. See? Ask George Floyd about the Holocaust. See? And part of the Holocaust is to inflict fear in you. That's part of the motivations of it. Aside from the sexual excesses that they did, for fearing you. And that's, you think these things are accidental, George Floyd and all that kind of stuff. The only problem is the cops, when they get busted and they can't do anything else, then they put them in prison. But they ain't serving prison like anybody else does. See? It could put fear in you. Put fear in you. Aside from what's the word? Lust. These people are wicked through and through. A black woman, and you putting out black women, then you got these Negro butts, right? They try to get one of the master's daughters and run all over the. Don't you love your mother? Don't you know what your mother went through? Your grandmother? But you run step over a million of them just to get one of them skanks that inflicted horror upon your people. You're going to pay for that. You know, like I said, I go to the gym I go to. I mean, I was noticing, but I didn't, after a while, you get his threshold. Sometimes some things, it's in your face and you don't pay attention to it too much until it reaches a certain level and all of a sudden something clicks. That means you reach it's a threshold effect or an inflection point. And when I said, damn, man, everybody, all these Negroes up here, these Negro butts, all of them got white women, every one of them. So I did a count, it was over 10, almost 15. And I was just doing time I'm there. I'm only there a couple of hours. Every one of them. So what's wrong with these sisters? They're the ones called the terror. They're the ones all the horror. Being raped. Their virginity taken away, right? When they just still a toddler. And all the things they made them do. I told you I gave you an example. Hey, Sarah, it's time. Time. What, Master? Bring Emily. Oh, Emily, she's only 6 years old. Well, it's just time. Time, Sarah. I said, bring Emily. So they bring Emily over. She's 6, 7 years old. See? He's laying back there naked. See? Okay, Sarah. Demonstrate to Emily, teach her what she need to be doing. So now she got to go and do all these things, master, this creep. See? And he's totally, I mean, you can't imagine things that he needs done to him. See? So Sarah's got to demonstrate to Emily what she's got to do. Then once she's done all that, okay, Emily, now you go and you saw what mommy did, so now you go and you see, make sure you do the same thing. And then you got to sit there and correct her. Oh no, Emily, you got to do it this way. You got to do it that way. While she's performing all these creepy things on this creep master. You see? That's just a tiny bit of shit that was going on. What's one of the punishments? That's a punishment in itself, ain't it? Right? You don't smile when the master takes a smile. You tell, then bring another slave, right? One of Horrorcust victims have them defecate in your mouth. Defecate in your mouth. And then they seal it up so you can't spit it out for days at a time. These people are sick. And now you loving on them? You think they change? What the Bible says, can a tiger change his stripes? You think they change? You're going to find out in a minute. Sick. Sick. See these little children right here? Look at them. Look in their eyes. They already know. That little sister right there, she already know it. She had, she had some idea, but she had no real, true idea of what she's exposed to the whole of her life. She's probably already been raped already. See? And that little boy, he probably had help. He grows up, he's going to have to help master hold Sarah down. See? And watch. While Sarah's being raped, he's got to sit there and watch. Maybe we towel the white master off. Or maybe have the white master off with his mouth. These people are sick. That's why it says, this lesson says, we don't want their social equality. They're sick. That's why I call them beasts. So they had a form of godliness, they had our form, but not our substance. They're sick people. See? I saw this, we saw this review of something on some movie the other day, right? A couple weeks back or whatever. This guy, he's a shooter or something like that, right? With Mark Goldberg, whatever his name is, Wahlberg or whatever. And he takes, and his dog goes to get him a beer or something, whatever. So he's drinking it. So he takes, and first he get a dog, put the beer in his dog's, bottle of beer in his dog's mouth, give him, and then then they takes it, he don't wipe it off, nothing, they put in his, boy, these people are sick. That's where the disease came from, out of Europe. They kill most people over here just with disease. Smallpox, there's common cold. Common cold come from dogs. See? When you get these people over here and the natives in this country never had a common cold. The common cold killed millions of them. because they didn't have no defense for it. It comes from the dog because they love the dogs. And now you trying to be like them. You want to have your dog. You kiss your dog all in the mouth and everything else. And aside from the fact they sleeping with them, creating syphilis and gonorrhea and herpes from sleeping with dogs and sheep. These are your people that you love. See, the mask is coming off pretty soon. See, the Horrorcust. You gonna call that slavery? Really? No. Okay, brothers and sisters, I think I'm gonna leave it there. The Horrorcust. The Horrorcust. That's what it was, brothers and sisters. It was slavery and the Horrorcust, and you're still a prisoner in America. See? Come on. February is Black History Month. Ain't no history. That's the demon's history. The history they want you to think, oh man, you celebrate. There's nothing to celebrate about that. That should be a mourning. I mean, it should be total mourning 24/7, 365, 12 months. But if you're going to have a special month, that should be a month of mourning. The Horrorcust. Celebrate Black history. Well, first of all, you can't give Black history a month because we've been 76 trillion years and forever. So you can't put our whole experience in a damn month. You can't put it in a year. You couldn't put it in a century. You couldn't put it in a millennia. It's all bullshit. But you better get on to this, brothers and sisters. Because if you hear them talking about, especially after they heard this, talking about slavery, and that's what we went through, and that was it. Get away from that nigga. Because he's a demon. See? And you know who the real niggas are? Think about this, brothers and sisters. I mean, just start asking questions. Start using some logic. What does a cow produce? Does a cow produce lions? Does lion produce elephants? A lion produce lions. Elephant produce elephants. Does a manufacturer produce what comes out of his mind? What's his nature? That reflects him, his nature, or her, their nature. So who produced niggers? Did we come over here niggers? Did we come over here niggers? It was manufactured by America, made in America. They the niggers. You blame the manufacturer, not the product. They produce niggers because they niggers. They beasts, and they produce beasts. Beasts produce beasts. If they was angels, they'd produce angels. If there was angels, they'd produce angels. They're beasts. That's why the Bible calls them beasts. Because they produce beasts. They turn into beasts. That's what it says in Daniel. It was turned to a beast, and then the beast had to be, the people that was controlling us, the wings had to be plucked off. That's Gog and Magog, American Britain. And then his heart, mind had to be given back to him. See, back to him. That means we had a different mind before. It didn't say a mind given to him. So the mind had to give it back to him. See? But see, we can clean ourselves up. They can't, because they who they are. And you can't clean up shit. Shit produces shit. We're the gold and silver they talk about in Exodus. See, it's not metal. They're not talking about metal. They're talking about gold and silver. We're the gold and silver. See, we change shit to gold and silver, and they change gold and silver to shit. That's the whole recycling process we went through doing the Horrorcust. Because we was making gold and silver for them to live in luxury and everything else. They was making shit for us to eat and sleep and work in and live in. So we was getting, they was producing that for us, and we was producing gold and silver for them. Better get it straight, brothers and sisters. Hope you understand the so-called bullshit. And like I said, all these nations, every one of them, none of them stood up for us. In fact, they was all against us. Every one of them. They supported it because they got rich off of us. The Chinese got rich off all the jobs that they could have trained you for. Indians getting rich with all the AI stuff they could have trained you for. See, the demons, the bloodsuckers, because master said you ain't gonna live once you so off the plantation anymore, because they let you go because they need you anymore. They went from an agricultural age to industrial age. That's why that's why they let you off there. That's why slavery, that part of slavery ended, because they no longer need you anymore. But they they try to turn it to a virtue. Oh, we freed you. No, freed you to what? They turn you back to your land. They stopped the Holocaust. They stopped the governmental control. Did they do any of that? Did they give you 40 acres and a mule? Well, they give you nothing. They kick you out. You kick you off the plantation, and you had no money, no language, no food, no money, no clothing, nothing. So how was you going to survive? It's all a big lie, because they went to industrial revolution. Now the AI, they don't need you even less. Now they're in the process of getting rid of you. 22 million aborted and counting. And who's supporting that? The demons, Black Caucus, and all. They vote for all that stuff. They're demons. They work for their master, and they've been blood sucking you. The politicians, the newscasters, the actors, the rich and famous. They're all master's children in master's house. They ain't gonna let anybody talk like me anywhere near it. They made a mistake with Malcolm. They said make that mistake again. Only ones you hear is the demons. We love America. Wave the flag. You say you ain't gonna wave the flag. What happened to that sister? She went going to the Olympics, wouldn't wave the flag. They shut her down. See, they don't want free speech. They want their speech. They ain't gonna let anybody tell you the truth. Anybody like me, they block it. They're deplatformed. They've done all kinds of stuff, and they're restricting this right now. And in that regard, brothers and sisters, anyone you listen to this, if you think it's stupid, still send it to other people. Let them have a laugh. Pass it on. Let them have a laugh. If you think it's meaningful, still pass it on. See, pass the information on, brothers and sisters. You understand? I don't care if you don't like it, then pass it on anyway. So everybody can say, yeah, look at that clown. Just pass the information on. Because if it's truthful, right, it's going to have an impact. Because truth prevails. High pressure always destroys low pressure. Always. There's no exceptions. So just pass it on, brothers and sisters. Hope you understand. I'm going to leave it there, brothers and sisters. So let me check on my audio audience. Hold on for a minute. Sign out with them. Okay, brothers and sisters, my audio audience. Thank you for listening. This is the Black Alert segment, the Fire Zone. Fire Zone out. And to my video audience, thank you for listening. Assalamu alaikum.